Hey guys, welcome. How are you guys doing with Christmas shopping? Are you done yet? Have you even started? I'm about like 90% finished, I think. We're going to talk about procrastination today. Procrastination. So, what is it and why might it not be that bad after all? Like, are we really horrible people because we put things off? Are we lazy? Like, what's really going on there? Like, we all know procrastination has its bad side, but we're just going to get straight into why it might not be the worst thing. What is procrastination? We probably know this. Procrastination is putting something off that we probably should or need to get done. We're putting it off because we don't want to do it now. We wait. Is that a bad thing? I think it depends on you and it depends on the task at hand and knowing yourself and your processes. But why procrastination might work out for you in your favor. Waiting on making a decision or waiting to do something will give you time to process and come up with better ways to do something. Let's take Christmas shopping, like I said in the beginning. I am not one of those people who will ever get Christmas shopping done throughout the year or like in October or even in November. I wait till December to do my Christmas shopping. The reason being, if I do something too early, this is how I feel. If I try to get Christmas shopping done too soon, will that person even like that present in December? Will they have purchased that for themselves? I mean, we're not talking gift cards here. I'm talking about if I, buy a certain item, will it be something they're still into? And maybe they will be, but I'm the kind of person who likes to buy a present that they really want, like as close to that time that I'm giving it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thought process. I want to make sure that I'm accurate. So maybe that's like a perfectionist side of myself. But long story short, you want to make the best decision possible. Or like if you're breaking up with somebody or should you break up with somebody, you kind of think that through a little bit longer instead of just immediately breaking up with them depending on the situation. So obviously there are situations where you have to do it quickly. Maybe there's times when you can think it through a little bit longer and weigh your options out. So that could be a reason why procrastination is good. Maybe another reason why we procrastinate is that we maybe misprioritize. Like something may very well be important, but it might not need to be done immediately. There might be other things that come first. Like, for example, I really have to get a paper done or a project, but I have a child in front of me who is very needy and crying and needs my attention right now. So obviously, I'm going to put off that one really big project instead of trying to start it immediately. Because, obviously, if your child is crying in front of you, you're going to do that first, right? So sometimes we have to kind of figure out what actually needs to get done before that thing. So while something might be important, it might not be important to do this second. There could be other things ahead of that, if you know what I'm saying. Also, creative solutions. Sometimes when you hold things off, you come up with better solutions for something to do. So, for example, if you're planning a party or something, I don't know why that came to my head, but you're planning a party for somebody, instead of like buying the balloons, buying the decorations, the day one, maybe you'll give yourself a couple of days to think of the person and like what they would like. You give yourself ideas to kind of fall in line with an actual party you want to throw, as opposed to just doing everything really quickly. Another reason to procrastinate is that it forces you to focus when you have less time to complete. Instead of getting something done super early where there's chances for things to kind of drift, but when you're giving yourself less time to finish something because you don't have any more time left, you really don't have an option of dilly-dallying. You have to like get right to it and get it done. Just get it done quickly. So that is another thing that I find myself doing a lot. I tend to hold off to as long as I can, and then at that point I'm able to kind of just get right to it without distractions. Hopefully no distractions. I know some distractions just, you can't help those, but it kind of gets excuses out of the way. You don't have excuses to not get it done. So it gets done quickly. Oh, the other thing about procrastination that's kind of interesting is that that one task that you don't really want to do makes other things seem a lot easier in comparison. So it's kind of funny. If I'm trying to avoid something, and I'm not saying this is a good thing to avoid it, but if I'm trying to avoid something, I will actually do things that to prevent myself from doing that one thing that I really don't want to do. So like if I really have to get ready to go to work or put my lunch together for the day, which I don't really procrastinate doing that often, but there are days when I just don't want to do it. So then I'll end up like cleaning my bedroom and like folding stuff. And, you know, while that's not important immediately, at least I'm folding my laundry and getting it done, right? Because it's 10 times better than packing a lunch or putting a lunch together. This is just one example of one day that I had, but I thought that was something to note. So those are just kind of some reasons why, you know, it could be a good idea to wait on things. Procrastination is one of those things that it always gets a bad rap, and I get that. I mean, there's definitely bad procrastination. Like, you don't want to leave big things off to the last minute because that sets yourself back and stresses you out, stresses other people out, and in general is just, that's not a way to live. But you got to be real with yourself, and you have to really know like how big the task is that you're dealing with truly. Sometimes we don't really know the enormity of a task. And I think over time, as you go through your life and living and doing things, you kind of figure out, okay, well, this needs to get done way sooner than I originally thought, especially when you're not experienced at something. I think when you're more experienced with a certain task, you kind of know the reality of it and how you work it out. These are just some thoughts on procrastination, and maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. What you could do, guys, is tell me, why do you think procrastination could be a good thing, and when might it not be? Let me know in the comments below if you're a procrastinator like I am. Like, do you like to not do things too soon because you feel like you can think it out better and make a better choice? Or are you somebody who likes to get it all knocked out in one go and then you have free time? Some things, again, you shouldn't put off, but that's a video for another time. We're going to talk about that later. So let me know your thoughts below, guys. Pardon me. By the time this video goes up, Christmas will be 3 days away. I still have some odds and ends. I'm going to try to get that done today or tomorrow. Best wishes, guys. Have a great holiday. See ya in a week, hopefully. Bye.